This is the Dollemore Daily, and I'm Jesse Dollemore. Stick around to the end of this video for an offer from today's sponsor, Sheath. Well, you know what? You're here. I know why you're here. You know what's coming. I'm going to read this absolutely insane, unhinged, untethered from reality statement from, it's actually formatted a little differently, so it'll be a little different this time. But I want to talk about how a judge just ruled that Trump committed fraud. Trump and his children and his corporation, his company, committed fraud, and it will be the slow, eventual dismantling of Donald Trump's business operations in the state of New York. First, I want to read this headline, and then I want to read a little bit, very briefly, about what some of the things the judge said in his ruling, his 35-page ruling, ordering the dissolution of many things. Here's a headline from the New York Times. Judge rules Trump committed fraud, stripping control of key properties. The decision in a lawsuit that could go to trial next week is a major win for Attorney General Letitia James, who said former President Donald J. Trump overvalued his holdings by as much as $2.2 billion. $2,200 million overvalued. A New York judge ruled on Tuesday that Donald J. Trump persistently committed fraud by inflating the value of his assets and stripped the former president of control over some of his signature New York properties. Judge Ingeron wrote that the annual financial statements that Mr. Trump submitted to banks and insurance companies, quote, clearly contain fraudulent valuations that defendants used in business. He also said in his order scathing things about Mr. Trump's defenses, saying that the former president and the other defendants, including his two adult sons and his company, ignored reality when it suited their business needs. In defendants' world, he wrote, rent-regulated apartments are worth the same as unregulated apartments. Restricted land is worth the same as unrestricted land. Restrictions can evaporate into thin air. And then finally, this is a fantasy world, not the real world. So not a good day for Donald Trump. This was the culmination of many months, if not years, of investigatory work on the part of Letitia James, the New York Attorney General, based on the fact that Donald Trump will boost his property values arbitrarily when he needs loans, and then lower them when he's going to pay insurance or pay taxes on those properties. And then in true form, they tell on themselves this tweet from Eric Trump where he says, in an attempt to destroy my father and kick him out of New York, a judge just ruled that Mar-a-Lago in Palm Beach, Florida is only worth approximately $18 million, which, by the way, is based on tax assessors' assessments of what this property is worth in Florida. Not the judge didn't just pick a number out of the air. Leave it to the Trumps to be liars, though. Mar-a-Lago, get this is insane. Mar-a-Lago is speculated to be worth well over, or wheel over, if you're Eric Trump, well over $1 billion, making it arguably the most valuable residential property in the country. It is also corrupt and coordinated, he says as he cries. $1 billion for Mar-a-Lago. $1 billion. $1,000 million for Mar-a-Lago. Come on. There's not enough white trash weddings in the world to justify $1 billion valuation for this trash resort. But the thing you're here for is the statement, and so I'm going to read the statement from Donald Trump. Let me move my microphone so I can get all loose. Are you ready for it? Do you have a drink? Do you have a snack? Are you prepared? Because this one's written differently.
Statement by the 45th President of the United States of America, Donald J. Trump.
Whew. Good thing I put the red filter on because my face gets pretty red as it is. Yeah, it's statement by the 45th president of the United States of America. Oh, I don't know if I read that part. Donald J. Trump. Here it is. I'm not going to read the whole thing because it is just filled with lies and obfuscation and distractions and projection. But we'll read a little bit. The widespread radical attack against me, my family, and my supporters has now devolved to new, un-American depths. At the hands of a deranged New York State judge doing the bidding of a completely biased and corrupt prosecutor, in quotes, Letitia James, who ran the office based on a Get Trump platform before even knowing anything about me. Today's action is a refutation of my status as the leading candidate for president of the United States, including with a substantial lead over Joe Biden. Blah, 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 all the way down. And then he says this: my civil rights have been violated, and some appellate court, whether federal or state, must reverse this horrible, un-American decision. If they can do this to me, they can do this to you. I agree. If they can get Donald Trump and his vast empire for breaking the law, for committing fraud, serial fraud, they can get you too if you do that. That is true. If you commit fraud and you inflate and deflate the values of your properties to whatever suits your business machinations, they can get you. They will get you. And this is just another ruling that points to the fact that there is a resetting of the justice, the scales of justice in our society, that sometimes the rich and powerful aren't going to get away with stealing from the rest of us. And that is what this is. Because if Donald Trump isn't paying his fair share in taxes to the state of New York, that means he's getting off easy. He is stealing from the rest of us who actually put in our fair share. He's using the roads, he's using the services of the government, but he's not fully paying for them like the rest of us are. That's theft. That is fraud upon the rest of the people. That's why these laws exist. That's why there's an exhaustive 35-page opinion that goes in excruciating detail about what Donald Trump did and how he broke the law and how their arguments were nonsense. So much so that he actually sanctioned Donald Trump's lawyers for frivolous filings when they were told to stop, like $7,500 each or something minuscule on scale. But finally, Donald Trump is held accountable in one of these cases. Now, this is civil, this isn't criminal, but there will be financial ramifications to this. They're going to appeal. They've announced they're going to appeal. We'll see. We'll see where that goes. This seems a clear-cut case, and when this goes to trial for verdict for the sentencing aspect of this, not really sentencing because it's not a criminal trial. I'm not sure what the terminology, the nomenclature is, but we'll see how this lands. I don't think the appeal is going to go anywhere, but I would love your thoughts. You can call, leave me a voicemail, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily@dollemore.com. I appreciate you. Thanks for joining me today. Follow me on social media if that's your thing. I'm on at Dollemore on Twitter, and all of them at Dollemore. And if you appreciate what I do and you want to help support my work, you can stick around to the end of the video and watch the ad, support that sponsor, which I support because I do wear what they're selling. But also you can become a channel member, hit the super thanks button, or go over to my Patreon page, patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. Now, for a brief word from today's sponsor, Sheath. I'm not sure where you live, but here in DC right now, the weather is an actual inferno. Walking out the door feels like you're stepping into a furnace. During these stifling months of summer, you have to do whatever you can to keep cool. One major defense against the unbearable heat, Sheath underwear. The underwear that I actually wear every single day. Designed by a U.S. military member while in Iraq, talk about hot, Sheath Underwear's dual pouch system ensures your package won't stick to your leg and also allows air to circulate around your eagle by separating it from the old nest. Because of this technology, sheath are recommended by multiple doctors and urologists and have over 20,000 five-star reviews. Tired of your berries sticking to your twig? Head to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore to score 20% off right now. Sheath comes in tons of designs and patterns and will arrive at your doorstep nearly instantly thanks to blindingly fast shipping and amazing customer service. My current favorites are the Airflow Mesh series, as they seem especially equipped for the sauna that is Washington, D.C. Oh, and Sheath also supports multiple charities like Socks for Soldiers and Doctors Without Borders. So you're not just doing good for yourself, you're doing good for the world simply by protecting the family jewels. The future of underwear is right now. Go to sheathunderwear.com/Dollemore to score 20% off of the underwear that will change your life. The old D's and the B's will thank you.